Ranking every UFC card in 2026. In the D tier, we have UFC London and UFC Fight Night Mario vs. Oliveira. UFC London had a poor main event, far too many decisions, and the MVP vs. Sam Patterson fight, which featured a total of just 39 significant strikes. Mario vs. Oliveira was simply a weak Apex card. In the C tier, we have UFC Mexico and UFC Fight Night Emmett vs. Vallejos. UFC Mexico had some good fights, but a card where Chito Vera is in the co-main event can't be ranked any higher than C tier. The UFC Fight Night had a fun main event, but it was still in weak Apex card. In the B tier, we have UFC Seattle and the UFC 326. The UFC Seattle was a fun card with plenty of finishes, but the fights didn't have that much significance on the rankings. UFC 326 was a pay-per-view where the main event was for the BMF title, and it was basically Charles Max for 5 rounds. AA tier, we got the UFC Houston and UFC 324. UFC Houston had a funny build-up and a very good card with plenty of finishes. UFC 324 was a card full of incredible fights and legendary moments. The main event between Geith and Paddy was epic, but it stays in the A tier because it wasn't for the undisputed lightweight title. The S tier is obviously UFC 325.